Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's winter weather update. So, snow and ice is coming to the northeast over the next couple of days, and we could be looking at an all-out ice storm as we head into Wednesday night. Looking at the 18Z run of the NamNest model, we have ongoing showers across much of the northeast this evening due to a Clipper system, and we could see this rain transition over to snow as we go through the overnight tonight between about 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time through about 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time before the wraparound snow dissipates. And then we see our next Clipper system start to move in from the west. Could see freezing rain across areas of southern Ontario as soon as 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Wednesday. And then as we go into the overnight Wednesday, we're going to start to see freezing rain and sleet and snow spread across northern New York State, across much of Ontario into southwestern Quebec. And then as we go into um, around 2 a.m. Eastern Time Thursday morning, an icy, snowy mess is going to spread across northern New York State into Vermont and western Massachusetts. And this is going to continue as we go through the early morning hours. By 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday morning, we're going to be seeing ice across eastern New York State, sleet across southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and snow pushing into central New Hampshire and northern Vermont. And then as we go in through the day Thursday, looking at an icy mess across the Adirondacks, across the Green Mountains, and most of Vermont, much of New Hampshire and western Massachusetts, as we see our Clipper system begin to bring snow across Maine as we go into about 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, November the 9th. And gradually, the freezing rain will subside as we go into about 4 p.m. Thursday afternoon, Eastern Time, November the 9th, and then snow will continue across Maine all the way into uh, Thursday night and early Friday morning. So looking at snowfall accumulations in the NamNest model, we're looking at a good dusting to 2 inches of snow across upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine in the grays, and in the blues about 2 to 6 inches in some of the mid level terrain, and in the highest mountain peaks we could see as much as 6 to 12 inches of snow from this Clipper system. And looking at the HRRR model, the HRRR model is bringing heavier snow to northern New York, much of Vermont and New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts, of about 2 to 6 inches on average, with a band potentially of about 6 to 10 inches setting up across north central New York, southern Vermont, southwestern New Hampshire. And the HRRR doesn't go out far enough, but Maine you could see a good 2 to 4 inches if we kept this fall run going. Now, what I'm really concerned about is the icing potential with this system, where the NamNest model is bringing widespread ice accumulations across central and northern New York State of about a tenth to a quarter of an inch, with isolated pockets seeing as much as a half an inch of ice accumulation. Also back into areas of southern Ontario, you could see a good tenth to a quarter inch of ice, maybe as high as a half an inch in some locations. And this is into Vermont, New Hampshire, portions of Maine as well. So make sure you're preparing for a potential ice storm if you live across parts of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and southwestern Maine Thursday into Friday. And then looking at the her model, the HRRR, a good tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice across portions of southern Ontario, much of the eastern half of New York State, much of Vermont, much of New Hampshire, into northern Massachusetts. So we could be seeing an ice storm across these areas as we go into Thursday and Friday. So make sure you're preparing for a potential ice storm if you live across these areas Thursday and into early Friday morning. Thanks for watching this evening's winter weather update. I'll continue to update you guys on this potential winter storm and ice storm for my friends in the Northeast. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.